What's up? It's Andy. I'm here with you on a Tuesday. And if you're thinking, man, his eyes look a little swollen, he looks a little tired, it's not because I didn't sleep. It's because I just got clocked in the face by that Monday night. It was a tough one. You know, anytime you trust teams like the Sabres and Senators, it's only a matter of time before they disappoint you. You trust teams with no defense, you get teams with no defense. And they both went down. They both got shut out. You know, like teams who have good offenses, just the random shutout at home. Welcome to the NHL regular season. No, I do want to pass along some information, though. This was sent along to me. And the top two teams in the NHL with the most unsustainable shooting percentages are the Buffalo Sabres and also the Kraken, which is a bet that we won on yesterday. Now, that kind of makes sense considering they're throwing up 7 goals a game in a bunch of these games. However, it's just something to look forward to in the future. I picked the Sabres as a team who was eventually going to nosedive anyway, but maybe that's something to look for in the Kraken as well, because you know usually those numbers come back down to the median. If the percentage of shots that are going off both of those teams' sticks are going in at a rate that's unsustainable, interesting to see how that pans out as the season go on, and equally interesting to see how that's going to go. That's going to play out between the two of those teams tonight. They're actually playing each other, but that's not the game that I'm going to start with. There's a game that I really like. You know, I try to delineate when there's something I really like. I try to give you guys a couple of picks, even though, you know, the smartest thing to do sometimes, if there's really one or two, I just feel bad coming on here saying, hey, I like the under on Rickard Rakell points. That's my pick for the day. See you tomorrow. You know, sometimes I want to give you different things. And this time around, there's really one that I want to focus on because this is the one that I do feel most comfortable about. And then I'll try to give you another one or two if you're one of those parlayers.
Parlay!
You remember that one? If you're a new subscriber, if you're a new watcher, that might not make sense. But maybe go back and watch a couple of the videos and you'll see what I'm talking about. Another thing that you can go to yesterday's video, the day before, scroll back and check that same DraftKings Sportsbook promotion that we got going today. You bet $5 on anything. You want to bet any of these teams? DraftKings will instantly credit you with $200 in free bet credits. You just got to bet 5. So click the link in the description of this video. Take you to DraftKings Sportsbook. If you're opening a new account, you bet 5, you get $200. Great deal. So the one that I really like, and I'm not just saying this because it was a losing night yesterday, the Colorado Avalanche at home against the Florida Panthers is just a great price. And I'm not saying, oh, the Avalanche, they're the Stanley Cup champs. I'm going to take the Avalanche simply because of how they won that last game against the Oilers on the road the other night. They were going into the third period down 2-0, staring at a 6-game losing streak, and starting to actually be in trouble in that division. But I saw a level of urgency from that team that I was thoroughly impressed by. When you have a team who won the Cup and a team who has every excuse to be like, all right, listen, we'll straighten this out. We got the second half of the year. They went balls to the wall, 4 lines. It looked like every single player on the ice was holding speed burst in NHL. And I was so impressed. And you got the two things you want to see from that team. You got McKinnon on one of his end-to-end rushes, flying through everybody, scoring. And then you got Cale Makar going end-to-end in overtime and scoring. I cannot think of a better setup to go back to your home ice and now start a nice winning streak. You ended that 5-game losing streak in tremendous fashion, coming back from 2-0 on the road to win 3-2. 2 of your stars, your main 2 superstars, were the major contributors in that, and the reason you won that game. Now you're going home to face an incredibly beatable team in the Florida Panthers. This one has to be a win. I will be so surprised if it's not. So that's the first and best pick that I got for you. Speaking of another team who had to get off a long losing streak, that was the Pittsburgh Penguins. Sometimes you need a nice, tough to say layup, because as you've seen in the NHL, the worst teams can beat the best during the regular season. But a team that was extremely beatable, they got off the schneid, they beat the Arizona Coyotes. Now they're coming home to face the Vancouver Canucks. I know Canucks are one of those kryptonite teams, but I like betting against those West Coast teams when they have to come east. I don't know, maybe it's the NFL in me that knows that they're always at a disadvantage. However, that's considerably different because they have to play at 10 o'clock, so their inner clock is at, like, you know, 10 a.m. opposed to playing at 7 o'clock and then your inner clock is only like 4 p.m. But there's still something there. I'm telling you that there's still some weird traveling time zone type of thing. And I like Pittsburgh to come back home and build off that win. They need to start piling wins. They had fell out of the playoff. Now look, that whole playoff in the East, especially looking at that Metro, it's all shoved in the same area. But if you start going on 4, 5, 6 game losing streaks, you're going to find yourself. You know what I call it? The Metro. It's like trying to get in shape. You know, you can do great every day, 5 out of 6 days, perfect diets, workouts, and you gain this much. You have one bad meal, it seems like you lost everything you gained, and that's kind of what that Metro division is. You can't be wasting games. This is an extremely winnable one. I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Penguins at home against the Vancouver Canucks. Then I'm going to go to Carolina. Look, Carolina still as great as I thought. However, they're not and just in this mini stretch right here, they're engaging in some more back and forth, a little bit of scoring. That's to be expected. You're at the halfway point of the season. If anything, they've been criticized in the past of giving too much during the regular season and then fading in the playoffs because they went balls to the wall in the regular season. So we're seeing them exchange scoring chances a little bit. And that's even better because Max Pacioretty's back. And now they're, what was it, a 4-3 against Columbus? They went down 2-0 in that one. Then there was a 4-3 versus the Devils? They've been getting in these overs lately. And I actually see a good opportunity for that to continue against the Devils, who have kind of woken up from their funk. They won a 4-3 game against the Rangers. They've been actually scoring back at a clip. They got Palat back. I don't know if maybe that's a weird catalyst, having that one veteran who could score in there. But I'm leaning towards the over in this one. I am a little scared to take Carolina because the Devils, they seem to want to repay some of those Carolina favors. But, I'll always take a veteran good team over an inexperienced young good team. So if I had to take a pick in that one, Carolina, but that one could go either way because the Devils are playing pretty well right now, although still beatable. They're playing well right now. I would go Carolina and over in that one. And in that game, I'm going to take Max Pacioretty. His name always tricks me. Max Pacioretty to register a point. He scored 2 goals in the last game, a power play goal. He was brought in there to stabilize that power play, which failed them in the playoffs. That's him and Burns. And you saw him immediately get to that, immediately register a power play point. So if you know you're going to be getting him in power play opportunities against the Devils, and he's going to get significant opportunities in the offensive end, which he always has. Maybe minutes will be an issue since it's only his 3rd game back, but I'm going to take him to register a point once again. And then lastly, in that Lightning Blue Jackets game, yeah, sure, the Lightning are probably going to win, but this is the first time I've seen Johnny Gaudreau's point number so low. Usually it's at 1.5 points, and still the number's not that good. They got him all the way down to minus 140. I kind of like taking him there, even if they lose. They could lose 5-2. I would imagine he gets 1 point. And if you want to take Line A, he's almost at minus 110, and they play together. And the power play, if it clicks once, you'll hit both of those. Normally, you don't get prices that good on those two. I like buying those stocks that are down, and it seems to be down on those 2 players, so I will take the over on that, and then even the over on Line A's shots, because when you're playing those Lightning, you're going to have to put pucks towards Vasilevsky. We have to confirm that he's playing because, I said you got to play Elliott against the bottom dwellers, and Columbus certainly is a bottom dweller. But those are the picks that I got for you on this Tuesday. I'm really looking for those Avalanche to come through, not just for you, but definitely for me. I'm going to have a chip or 2 on them, all right? I'm not one of these people telling you to, oh, yeah, go drive off that cliff and then let me know. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. No. I'm going to be on that bus with the O'Doyles today. And if the Avalanche lose, I'll be going right off that cliff, spitting on that banana peel. All right? Okay, I'll be back with you tomorrow. As always happy to have you new subscribers. Got a couple of messages. Hey, just spotted you. I went to the gym yesterday. Some guy knew my sniffs, and now he's probably watching this video, and now he's probably all sniffs in. Sniffs in. Subscribe to the Odd Shopper channel. Maybe tell a friend or 2 about it. Say, I got this guy sniffing over here. He made me a couple $100. Maybe you should wait to a night that we do very well, like tonight. But always follow me on social media. The name you see on your screen is my name on all platforms. TikTok, it's Andy Francis. Instagram, it's Andy Francis. What's another one? It's Andy Francis. All right? I will be back with you tomorrow. Take it easy.